Hello, stamping friends. Welcome to this week's video here at Magnolia's Place. I'm Carol Parsons, a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. I'm in the sunny South in South Carolina. And this week, rather than creating something beautiful, we're going to create something awesomely wow. Do you have ribbons that look like this? With tails all spinning wildly out of control, either in a box or on some type of ribbon shelf. Me too. Drove me crazy. But recently I found 2 or 3 people who have been using this kind of a little gizmo that you make out of cardstock. I'm calling them Ribbon Wranglers. Yes, a former horseman's daughter. Hey, I got to go with the flow, right? Yeah, my daddy and both my grandpas trained and raced harness horses, so we're going to wrangle these ribbons. And it is very simple. All you need are a couple of hole punches. Now these are 2 out of 3 that come in a set. These are the hole punch assortment. And you get a slit punch, an 1/8 of an inch circle punch, and then this that kind of looks like what comes on the end of a tag, you know, with a hole and a slit together. All right, so we're going to use these 2. You need a pencil, some strips of cardstock, and some glue. That's it. Super simple. Now, I have a PDF file for you. So after you watch the video, if you want a printed format, you'll have it. For this cardstock, I'm using the thick basic white. And for a regular sized spool like this, you need a piece that is 5.5 inches long by about 1 inch, or I'm sorry, a 1/2 inch wide. Okay? 5.5 long by 1/2 inch wide. Now, for a thicker spool of ribbon, I would say maybe 8.5 inches long by 1/2 inch wide. And oh, I wanted to show you some really wide ribbon. This could be the same size, but when I'm punching with this slit punch, I punched it twice. So I'd have a long enough piece, a wide enough space for the ribbon to fit through, okay? So this is totally customizable to whatever size spool you have. And we're even going to figure out how to wrangle these spools too, which really drive me nuts because mine are all sitting in the top of my ribbon container and they're all over everywhere. So, super simple. Are you ready? Let's start with a regular size spool of ribbon. And I would suggest winding it up quite a bit first. Let me move those things out of the way. And we will need probably this one. Was this 5.5 long? Yep, that's it. Okay. And we're going to need the slit punch. Okay. So this is, like I said, 1/2 inch wide by 5.5 inches long. And what you want to do is insert it into the hole in the middle of your spool. And you're just going to wrap it around. I'll do it this way. Wrap it around the spool like this, okay? And what you want to do is crease those edges. You could put it on your Stampin' Trimmer and score it, but you don't have to. I haven't done that on any of mine. So what we're going to do instead, let's see, which way should I go? I guess this way. It's like this. And you'll probably have to cut some length off, but 5.5 is a good length because it's sure to be long enough, and it's better to have to cut a little piece off than be too short and not have enough. Okay, so now the next thing you want to do is take this. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? About forgot. Before we take this off, let me get that back in here. There we go. Like that. Now, hold that there for a second. And this part right here that goes over your ribbon, you want to take a pencil and in the center, just mark a line that goes from one edge to the other. So it will be the length of your ribbon width. Now take it off and simply turn your punch upside down. Hold it over the pencil mark that you made and punch. That's it. Okay. And if it bothers you, you can erase that little bit of pencil mark that you see hanging out there. All right, now we want to put it back in here. And we're going to glue it. There. So what you want to do is put a little bit of glue here at the end of this side and at the end of this side. Then you'll have glue in two places and it will be sure and hold well for you. And just hold it for a few seconds to make sure that the glue sets up. I've got the Tombow glue, you know, our green glue. It comes in a green bottle, but I don't like that bottle. Sorry, Stepping Up. I want these little skinny tips. I know we have a fine tip glue, but I don't like the glue in that. I like our glue, our mono glue with a fine tip. So I just put it in this empty bottle and I'm happy. Yeah. All right, now this is how simple it is. With the ribbon coming out, I always do it in this direction so that I don't get mixed up. With the ribbon coming out on your right, okay, it's in my right hand, you're going to wrap it around the ribbon wrangler right here and back in through the slit. Okay, like that. And of course, since I'm on camera, it's not threading through quite as easily as it usually does, but you know how that goes. There. Okay, got it. That's it. That is it. You are done, and it is wrangled. Now, if you don't want as much hanging out, all you have to do is, with this wrapped end right here to your right, slide it to your right, and that will tighten it. Let it come out a little. Here we go. There we go. Oh, this ribbon has sequins in it, so it doesn't slide very well. So I'm going to have to take some out like this. Then slide the wrangler to the right. Perfect. That's just the amount I would like to have out of mine. There you go. How simple is that? Right? Okay, so let's do one with a wide spool, even though the ribbon is not wide. And this is 8.5 inches long. And I've already scored it, so, or at least in a couple of places. I just have to remember where they went. Oh, here we go. All right, just crease there and here, just like before. Crease all your places. And then we want to cut this right here. Let your excess off. And then we want to mark. Now, with this one, the ribbon was wide. So I cut a big swath so that the ribbon would fit through it. This ribbon is thin. So I don't need a thick spot there. I just need the width of the ribbon. So I'm going to go about like that. All right. Now I'll let go of it. And oops, just like before, line it up over your pencil mark and punch. Now put it back in again. There you go. Come around. Make sure you have all your corners in place and pull it kind of tight. I mean, not, uber tight, because you do want it to slide. All right, and we're going to put some glue here at this end and some glue here at this end. All right. Then that's it. And wipe the glue off your fingers. There you go. That's it. Make sure there's no glue impeding the sliding application there. Now, just as before, with the ribbon coming out on my right, I'm going to, oops, no wait, I want the ribbon on my left. Let me read my notes here. This is the PDF that you'll be given. And I tried to write it just how I'm saying it, and then I'm not saying it. Here's the part. With the end of the ribbon on your right. Yes, the end of the ribbon on your right. Wrap it around. Do you ever have one of those moments where something just doesn't feel right? Oh, here it is. I knew something wasn't right. It has to come, let me look at this one. It has to come up under here, this way. There we go. Sorry about that. I knew it had to wrap around. It has to be facing to your right, but you want to be able to wrap it around this bar or strip of cardstock, all right? So that you're kind of making a loop. So you'll insert into there. Can you see in camera? You're going to make a loop. So the ribbon is exiting on the right underneath this piece of cardstock, okay? And you're going to wrap it around and then through the hole. That's it. And then you want to tighten it up. Just pull it to the right a little bit. And if the ribbon's not slippery, you just pull out of the slit so that you can back up some. There, perfect. Okay, now you know how to wrangle ribbons that are in those kind of spools. What about these wild, crazy things? Not a problem. We're just going to switch punches because we need this one that has the 1/8 inch hole. We won't need scissors this time. We just need a pencil and glue. And where did I put my piece of ribbon? I mean, cardstock. Huh. Hang on a second. Don't know. I will cut another piece. All right, 1/2 inch. 2 1/4. You know what? I bet I threw that in the trash. Ah, yep, there it is. Is that 2.5 inches? 2 1/4 inches. Yep, that was it. I found it. It was in the trash. Okay, now that I already have one cut. All right, this is a new piece of linen thread. And since there's so much linen thread on here, you don't have very much of the spool to work with. So it's nice to have an old one because then we can do this. We can just bend it around and get it to fit and work it. All right. So That's what we're going to do. And in the center, we just want to make a little hole. That's it. Take your punch and punch out the hole. Now you're going to glue it on this old one, if you can. We want to glue it while we're on here so that we are sure that we'll have the right size. And you want it as tight as you can get it. Hold it for a few seconds. Our glue sits up so fast. I say ours, Tombo's glue, but we sell it. Okay, there we go. Now, this cap is ready to be used. What we're going to do is use it on this spool, okay, since I've already made it on the other spool. And let me follow my directions to make sure I'm not leaving out any step. All right, now we're going to take this off, and I'm going to lay it down so that I don't drop it. And we're going to thread the baker's twine or linen thread, whatever you've got, through the center of the cap. So I'm talking about this, okay? Through the center of the cap, around the end, and then back down through the little hole that you punched, like this, okay? So I saw it come out there. Where'd it go? There it is, it's hiding. Like that. That's it. Then you take this and you just slide it on the end. How cool is that? But now watch, because there's my end. I can tighten it. And I can also, you want to twist. So see this part right here? If you twist your cap, got to make sure you're twisting it the right way. Not that way, this way. Twist it the right way and it will wind up. Look at that. It winds up all of your twine, leaving you with just a little bit hanging out. And you can always pull on this some to get that to take up so there's no slack there. Once you get it right, it will click into place and you won't have to monkey around with it anymore. So I want to go in that direction. There. Perfect. Look at that. Is that not the simplest, coolest thing ever? Yeah. Pretty nifty. All right. So now we have all of this ribbon wrangled and no more mess. Look at this. Wonderful. Wrangled ribbon. Yay. And these hole punches are going to be wonderful for all kinds of other things, not just this. So that's it. A very simple, easy thing to do, and it took just a few minutes. So be sure and look in the description box below where I'll link to my blog. You can find the PDF, written PDF for this there with the instructions written out if you like it, the sizes and things that you need for measurements. Please like and subscribe to my channel. World Card Making Day is coming up soon. I have a post on my blog about that. I think that's all the news I can think of. I put some new little newsy things on the blog recently, so if I'm forgetting, they're there. Have a great week, and I'll see you later. Bye.